I wanted to do a very short video today, so 10 minutes or so, and we're going to draw, I think, an apple. I haven't even planned this. I just wanted to draw something simple and quick so that we can get drawing without having to make it 30 minutes long. So I am sharing my screen with you right now, and you're going to see that I have, well, the word Scarlet Lake because I have to get that pencil, but also you're going to see, let me make this bigger. You're going to see that I have, this is a 8B, this is a B, I have a white pencil, and I have an eraser. So I like my pencils pretty sharp when I start, even though they're going to get dull fast. Will I get Scarlet Lake today? Yes, I will go shopping and get Scarlet Lake. What I want to start out with is I want to start with a nice big pile of graphite. Do you have to do this every time? No, you don't, but it just makes life so much easier. I also use one of these big blenders. So either end, and it gets nice and black. What I'm using this for is I'm using this to kind of outline what I'm going to draw. Let's say we're going to go for something round because I'm feeling like drawing something round today. So what I'm doing is I'm coming up with a shape. I really haven't figured out where it's going to be oriented yet. Let's say that I've got some sort of surface here. I'm going to say my sun or my light source is up here. So I know that just from that alone, right, I've got shadow back here. So I can add shadow, and I've just taken that circle shape and I'm starting to make it into a 3D object. So at this point, I'm just having fun with this circle shape. So once I have that, I can go in with a B pencil, and because I already had this shape, I'm going to go ahead, put an outline around it. Again, still not sure what this is going to be, but it's a nice round circle. I'm going to add a little bit more shade back here. And again, the reason why I can add this is because I know that this is shadow. I also know if this is a real object, it's going to have a cast shadow. So I can even put something like this in. I'm going to take my blender. The shadow is going to be really dark right here, but it's going to kind of fade off over here. So I'm just going to fade it off just a bit. And then I'm going to smooth this out. I want a nice gradient blend. And if you remember, a gradient blend is just that idea that you have dark here, you have your mid-tone, and you have white. The easiest way to get that in graphite, which is pencil, which is what that is, this is you can beautifully get this by smearing across and then just lifting out with an eraser to make the white. So when I say gradient blend, that's what I mean. Here's the black, here's this right here. If this is the darkest part of my picture, I really have to make it the darkest part. So I'm going in with the 8B, and because it's a B and it's an 8, it allows me to get this really lovely level of darkness. That shadow is going to be super dark right in the center there. And now I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to blend that in because I really want the smoothness. This is my darkest tone here. That means this is my mid-tone here, and this is my light tone. So if this is dark, I know I have to make that mid-tone blend. I'm not really too worried about getting over onto that light side because that's what I have an eraser for. So I can go in and lift this out. I'm going to use a brush to get this off. And then I can go in under here and put that darkness right like that. And I'm also seeing right here, there's a bit of bump. So I'm going to turn my paper. I'm going to go fix that a little bit. So it's a great little circle, but if I wanted to, let's say something like this, I'm going to do the underside because I know there's always going to be a shadow on the far side of anything, right? Because of the light source. So because I know what these look like. Going to make this a little bit lighter because it's technically on the light side. So right now, this is just a line. It's just a line. Because you know what a cherry looks like, you can start saying, yep, it's a cherry. But if I give you a little bit more help, I'm going to take this and blend this through. Maybe put a little bit more darkness right around there. Drop that down a little bit. Because now I want to give you the idea that it's a cherry and it has color. So when we're doing the gradient blend, we just want the light, medium, and dark. But now, since I've decided, all right, it's a cherry, cherries have surface variations in color. And because we don't have color right now, I can't really put those on in reds or Scarlet Lake, for instance, but I can model this a little bit and give the idea that this has a different sequence of color on it. I'm still leaving enough of the highlight that you can understand what's going on there. But if you've seen Rainier cherries where they're more red and yellow, that could be this, something like that. So this gives you this great idea that this is a cherry something sitting here in space. I'm gonna shade that in just a little bit around it just to make it a little bit more solid there. Then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna outline this side, just put that edge in to finish it off a little bit more. I always blend that in. Even though that line's there, I'm making teeny, teeny little circles like this right along it to blend that in because I really don't want you to see that I stuck a line in there. I just want you to notice that it's darker right there. Right here, I'm going to put a teeny bit of a line right along here to kind of close that off. Not so much worried about up here because that is the dark. There, sorry, that isn't the dark. I'm not worried about it because I'm going to go back with an eraser and pick that out a little. Putting a little bit more of a shadow in here, back in with the blender. Going to lift this line up right along that side. Make sure I get a nice blend here with this. If I leave it like this is such a beautifully, perfectly round cherry. That's why I'm kind of messing this up a little, just so it doesn't stay so beautifully smooth. And then I'm going to take, this is a white colored pencil, just a regular Prismacolor. I'm going to go in right here. This is the white area. I'm just going to really plop up that white, put a lot in. It's going to start blending into the gray. But I'm putting in a highlight down here, putting this light in here. And you can just see, even using this over, it really smooths this surface down and gives kind of a really nice glow. So there's another way you can add a little bit more color. Not really, right? It's white, but it adds a little bit of interest. Putting a little bit of variation on the stem so it's not so perfect. And voila, there's like a really simple drawing, how to do a cherry. What would I do next? I'd go in here, lift this out globally, a little bit more right here. So I'm taking a big eraser, dragging it down this side where the highlight is. And that is a really perfectly round cherry, but that is the 10-minute drawing for today. And I will be doing another one tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to this channel. I want to do this every day and I want to get us all drawing because it's a good thing to do. It helps restore sanity. It kind of gives you this idea of maybe control over some small aspect that you can do that's like, hey, it's a quick accomplishment and learning a new skill. And that's what this year for me has been all about, is let's learn a new skill. Thank you. And